Good morning, boys and girls. Hi. Well, today is Thursday. At least in my house it's Thursday. It might be Friday in your house. Not sure when you're going to be watching this. But it is May. I think it's the 7th. Wow, time flies, eh? Well, this is my friend Flora. Can you all say hi, Flora? And this is little Willie. Do you see him? My little Willie the worm. Can you make a worm with your finger? Just like that. Willie the worm and my friend Flora. And I promised you the other day that I would show you what she does, and then I forgot to show you. So let me show you what Flora does. Ready?
Hey girlfriend, I'm ready to dance. Just plug in your music and I'll start moving and grooving.
Isn't that funny? She likes to dance. And she'll just keep on dancing as we go. There we go. Thank you, Flora. And Willie is here today because he has a very important job to do in the garden. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that later. Okay, well, let's get started. Let me put Flora down and let's get started with our circle time. Why don't we start with a good morning song? Good morning to you, good morning to you. We're all in our places with bright, happy faces. Ready? Goes like this. Good morning to you, good morning to you. We're all in our places with bright, shiny faces. This is the way we start a new day. Did I say bright, shiny faces? Well, the sun is shining in on me. You can see it's shining there. And happy faces. Let's try it this time with happy faces. Let me see your smile. Get out your wave. Here we go. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. We're all in our places with bright, happy faces. This is the way we start a new day. Well, good morning, friends. I said that it's Thursday, and usually on Thursday we learn about biology. And over the year, we have learned a few things about biology, which is that biology means the study of living things. Are you a living thing? Well, let's find out. There are 3 things all living things do. So pretend with me. What's the first thing that all living things do? What do? Eat, right. And then the second thing that all living things do is, do it with me. What are we doing? Breathing, that's right. So all living things eat, all living things breathe, and the third thing is that all living things grow and change and make more things that look the same. Your mommy and daddy were little children once, but they grew and they changed and they made something that looks the same. What did they make? They made you. That's right. So all living things eat and breathe and grow and change and make more things that look the same. So today we're going to do a little science experiment. Okay, I went to the store, went to the dollar store. I can't believe they're still open. I don't know why they're still open, but in a way I was kind of glad that they were open because I didn't know where I was going to get these. I went out and I bought some. What do you think those are? Beans. I bought some bean seeds. These are the grown beans, and inside are their seeds. Now, when we eat beans and Mommy boils them or steams them and we eat them for supper, we eat the whole thing. But if you open a bean and you look inside, you will see its seed. And if you plant that seed in the ground, a new plant will grow. So I've put my seeds. Now, I just put them in water this morning. And tell Mommy that if you're going to grow seeds, you should put them in water overnight. Before you go to bed, put your seeds in some water so that they can have a good drink before you put them in the ground. Okay? So, get that out of the way. I'm going to take my little garden here. You can see behind me, I've got my box. It says, build your own vegetable garden. And there's my little vegetable garden. I bought that several years ago, and I've used it a lot. So we are going to plant some seeds in this little vegetable garden. But if you don't have one of these, that's okay. I bet you have one of these, a little bag, a little baggie. Get one of those from your cupboard, and then what you want to do is have Mommy poke a couple holes in it, okay? You want to poke a couple holes in your bag first. Not too many, just maybe 4 or 5. Poke some holes in there because we've all also learned about photosynthesis, remember? All living things, and the leaf that feeds the tree feeds it carbon dioxide, water, and light. And your seeds need that same thing. They need carbon dioxide, and they'll get that through these little holes, water, and light. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so if you don't have a little garden, that's okay. You're going to put your dirt in here. But because I have this little garden, I'm going to show you how I will do it, okay? So I've got my little garden. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start by taking my pencil, and I'm going to make a hole. 1, 2, 3 holes. Now in your bag, you can do the same thing. Make 3 holes. And then you're going to take a seed, and you're going to plop it in that hole. Actually, I'm going to put in 1 seed there. Can you see it? 1 seed there. There we go. And 1 more seed in there. Then I'm going to put them down, push them down. Let's see. Are they going down? Not too far, just far enough. Oh, my hands got very dirty. Woo! I'll just rinse those off in my water. Okay. Now I'm going to cover that up. Just dry off my hand. Sorry, I'm covering my face all the time. I'm going to cover that up with some dirt. Going to cover up that little seed. There we go. Just like that. I don't know. Can you see my seed? You can see one right there. Do you see that? Right there. And yeah, they're in the dirt. Okay, and then carbon dioxide, water. I'm going to give them just a little drink. Not too much. Just a little drink. And light. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the window where the sun can shine on it. All right? So I'm going to give it carbon dioxide, air, water, and light. That's what it's going to need to grow. So you can plant yours in your baggie. And then when you've got the seeds in there, find some strong tape and tape it to your window. And then the sun can shine on it. Now what you're going to want to do with this one, once it starts to grow, is you'll need to leave the bag open a little bit. But what I have done in the past, I've put my dirt in there and my seeds. I've got my holes inside. I zip it up most of the way, then I stick it on the window. And then when the bean starts to sprout, it's going to have to come out of there. So we'll get to that in about a week, okay? We'll see how fast these grow. Trust me, if you soak them overnight, they will grow a little bit faster. Okay, and then every day you want to touch that soil, that dirt. You want to touch that and see if it's wet. And if it's still wet, your bean seed doesn't need a drink. But if it's dry, give it a little drink. Make sure you check every day so that bean has a little drink every day, that seed. Okay, so that's our science experiment for today. And I've got a little book here I want to read to you. It's called 5 Tough and Tiny Seeds. This is a really fun book. And you can see the seeds. There's a big one, a little one, a really big one. There's a teeny tiny one. And this one looks a little bit scruffy. Okay, so I'm going to read this book to you. And we're going to find out what those seeds will grow into. Here we go. Ready? Just move a few things out of the way here. And then we can read the book. Here we go. 5 tough and tiny seeds sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. Whoosh, whoosh. Can you do that? Whoosh, whoosh. You be the wind. Whoosh, whoosh. One landed on the ground, sniffed by a happy hound. Now there are 4 tough, tiny seeds. 4 tough and tiny seeds sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. Whoosh, whoosh. One landed near a lake, beside a wiggly snake, Now there are, how many do you think are left? 3 tough, tiny seeds. Whoosh, whoosh. 3 tough and tiny seeds. Buzzed by a bumblebee. Oh dear. Oh, no, I missed it. Oh, shucks. Here we go. 3 tough and tiny seeds sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. Whoosh, whoosh. One landed near a tree, buzzed by a bumblebee. Now there are 2 tough, tiny seeds. 2 tough and tiny seeds sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. Whoosh, whoosh. One landed by the road. Whoops. Sorry, friends. Next to a slimy toad. Uh-oh. Then there was 1 tough, tiny seed. Whoosh, whoosh. 1 tough and tiny seed sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. Whoosh, whoosh. It landed on a rock, close to a watchful hawk. Ooh, he might want to eat that one. Then there were no tough, tiny seeds. What's going to happen? 5 tough and tiny seeds blown from a slender reed. Raindrops are falling from the sky. Drip, drop. With bright and warmer days, now comes the month of May. Now it's the time for seeds to grow. Shh. 5 seeds begin to sprout just as the sun comes out. What will they all turn out to be? This is tricky. Growing taller by the hour, each one's a different flower. Look at that! A sunflower, a rose, a dandelion, a cosmos, and a wild carrot. That's what became of the 5 tough, tiny seeds. So can you guess which was the tomato seed? Look closely. Which one do you think it was? The red one? And the sunflower? The striped one? That's right. Aw, let's see one more time. What did they become? What's that? A dandelion, a rose, a sunflower, a wild carrot, and a cosmos. What a fun book. You know what? I'm going to record that one again if you want to see it a little bit better and less wobbly after this video. Okay, well, speaking of flowers, I thought it would be fun for us to make something for Mom for Mother's Day. Okay, you've already painted a flower, I hope. And I should have told you or asked you to keep those paper towels you used last week for our color experiment. But if you didn't, save them. That's okay because you can make new ones. I have a couple little cups here. Let me just get my other science experiment ready. I've got my food coloring, so if you don't have those paper towels, that's okay. Just make some new ones. So put in a couple drops. Let's see. I'm going to put in a couple drops of red. Now this might get messy and I have to be careful. I should have asked for Sam to help me again because this can get very messy, and if I get it on my clothes, it's not going to come out, is it? Okay, I'm just stirring up that red a little bit. Then I'm going to get a paper towel. I'm going to fold it like this, I think. I think I'll fold it like this, like a triangle. Do you see that shape? A triangle. And then what I'm going to do, which will be kind of fun, is I'm going to dip it in here and watch the water, watch the color travel. Do you see the color traveling? Do you see it traveling? Woo, look at that. That almost looks purple. I like purple. It said red on the cap. So I'm going to let that soak. I'm just going to leave it in there like that. I'm going to let it soak today. And then when it's all soaked up, get your grown-up, whoever's in your house, mom, dad, grandma, whichever grown-up is in your house, ask them to squeeze out the water in the sink and then let your paper dry, okay? I'm going to do the same thing with about 5 little paper towels. All right, so you can pick your favorite color if you have food coloring at home. And if you don't have food coloring at home, that's okay too, because you can use these. These are washable markers. And if you color a paper towel all colorful with your marker, and then you dip it in water, the colors will mix on the paper towel as well. So if you don't have food coloring, that's okay. You probably have markers somewhere in your house. Okay, so I actually saved my papers from my science experiment. So what I've done is I've taken my paper towel and I give it a little pinch in the middle, just like that. I pinch that one. I pinch that one. And I'm going to gather them all together like this. I have 5. Ooh, that one has blue on it. Isn't that pretty? Gather that all together like that. There we go. And then I went outside and I found a little stick. You see that? I'll put that stick in the middle. Oh, I should have done that before I... Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to put that stick in the middle. I'm going to put these on the side. Are you ready? And then I'm going to take... Where is it? This is called a twist tie. And I'm going to twist it. One of your grown-ups might need to help you do this part. And that's okay. You can do the coloring part. That's really the fun part. I'm going to twist that around. And then you have a flower to give Mom for Mother's Day. How fun is that? Look at that. Just a little bit of paper towel, water, and food coloring. And then a little twist tie and a stick if you want it. And you can make a really pretty flower for Mom. You know, if you had some green, don't know if I have any green. I have yellow. Oh, if I mixed, what colors would I need to mix to make green? Do you remember? Yellow and blue, that's right. I've got this yellow and blue one here. I could actually twist that on the side here. Put that on the side, and that could be my leaf. I'm just making this up as I go along. So you can make yourself a pretty flower and give that to Mom for Mother's Day. All right? So make sure you have a grown-up help you with the food coloring and the water. Okay? So this is soaking up quite nicely. Oh, look, there's some blue in there too. I wonder how this got mixed. I might need to dip the whole thing. I'm going to have to take this to the sink and rinse it out. Squeeze all that water out. And then I'll leave it to dry and I'll have another beautiful purple one. I think I'll make a few of those. Okay, so that's what we're going to make as another little gift for Mom for Mother's Day. So planting a bean,